Kind of point transition northeast.
Should be a tricon final.
Yep.
So in any aircraft, you're going to look for traffic before you take the runway. Well, remember in our aircraft, you can raise the wing up, get a better view. All right, so we're watching him come in. He hasn't flown in months.
Wow.
Look at that landing. Nice landing, Kim.
Thanks, Tom. Don't count on another one.
So on the takeoff this time, keep your hands on the bar with me and you can feel what I'm doing.
Okay.
Filling out 3-pop alpha, taking the active and departing to the west.
3-pop alpha, roger that westbound wind is 07085.
So for steering, I'll be on the...
Monkey Foxtrot is kind of point transition offshore. 1,500 northeast.
To keep us on the, pretty much center line, I'm steering with my feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to step on the gas, just like you'd add power in your aircraft. We keep our wings level by moving our weight left or right, but I'm going to hold our weight pulled forward. When I'm ready to lift off, we'll push it out.
Okay.
And when it climbs so quickly, you'll feel me pull it back in again.
Okay.
All right? Give me a big smile. Nice. Just checking the controls in the back that they're all off. That's already 50 miles an hour. It wants to pull us off the ground right now. I'm pulling our weight forward, keeping us on the ground. Now I'm going to push our weight towards the tail and lift off. See, I had to kind of pull down so we didn't get too steep of an angle of attack.
Yeah.
And now we're high enough here that I'm going to do a little left turn. And just keep a nice grip. Stay right with me. It'll be a little bumpy until I get over the trees. You can see a skydiving plane there. Another plane up there.
Yep.
Isn't it nice to be able to see like this?
Beautiful.
4-pop alpha, where you at?
We are at the polo field.
Thought we were going to kind of point.
Oh yeah, I wrote that memo and then I forgot about it.
All right, it's nice and sunny. We're headed that way.
Okay, so are you coming this way?
We're going to kind of point.
Okay.
So we don't really have any way to do a yaw, right?
Right.
Because we don't have a tail.
Right.
The other thing that's kind of interesting is we don't use pitch much because it takes more effort to pitch this nose up or down than it does a big jet in Honolulu. Because you're moving a 32-foot control surface with no hydraulics and no pulleys, no hocus pocus.
Right.
So most of the time all we do is just leave the bar where it floats. We're not pulling it towards us or pushing it away. 99% of what you do with this, even if you're an experienced pilot flying by yourself, is just roll. So we're going to push our weight away from the left, pull it to the right, that's roll. Have a real comfortable grip and just let the bar float where it wants to float. And you probably learned this with Armin, but the wing is so bird-like that when you get it in a turn, unless there's enough texture to knock it out of a turn, it's going to want to stay in the turn.
Right.
The tendency from the back seat is to pull the bar towards you sometimes when you're trying to move it left or right. You want to try to avoid that because that's pitch. That's pitching our nose down. So once you move to the front seat, which would be like on your next flight with Armin, it's easier, but try this. Put your left hand on the inside, and I'll show you a little trick. To roll right, you can push away from the left as you pull to the right. So I leave this on the outside because you can pull better, and you push like that. That's the way I would do the best way to do a right turn. If you want to do a left turn, do it like that. Company. But it doesn't matter, whatever you're comfortable with, Mike. You can have your hands on the inside and just push and pull. You have them on the outside, split them up. We are at 1,500 coming up on the west golf ball.
Okay, yeah, sorry I blew it. I started going east. I saw
Take whatever grip you like.
got distracted. Hey, so we should try to get together at some point.
Okay, that sounds fine. It's nice and sunny and smooth out here.
Yeah, I think going to Canada Point first was a good idea that I forgot about because there's no guarantee it'll be sunny out here later.
Yeah, who knows? But anyway, it's nice out here, and yeah, anytime you want to come on over where it's smooth and no clouds, I'm fine.
Roger that.
Is this a satellite installation right here?
Yeah, kind of point satellite tracking station. Now, part of the reason why I'm at this altitude is got a paved road over there, which is a great landing area. You got a dirt road here that's an okay landing area with a field there that's a good landing area, and a field back there. That's why I don't fly low down here. Look at our landing areas.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of choice.
Yeah.
Even when you get in bumps, the cockpit's not going to move much. And again, any kind of grip that you want, outside, inside, but you're flying it, you're controlling roll. 99% of what we do is roll and power.
Gotcha.
All right? So So with the power, I can control whether we're going up, down, or level, and that power is just a foot throttle. So it's kind of like you're driving a car. And on a highway, you can put your foot throttle right where you're going, the same speed as everybody else. So I've got that kind of set in here, but right now I want to climb, so I've got just a little bit more power put into it.
Very cool.
You wouldn't get this view in a 152?
No, this is incredible.
Yeah.
This is absolutely incredible.
Nice. Whenever I reach up here, I'm just taking photos. You can look on the wind line over here. You can see a little bit of wind texture, and then it's glassy.
Yeah.
Keep coming around this way. I'll get a really nice photo as soon as the sun comes out on you.
Okay.
There we go, right there. You're always welcome to fly one-handed. If you want to give a shaka, just know that you can fly one-handed. Excellent. Yeah, why don't we do a right turn? We can turn before we get to that cloud, no problem. There you go. Perfect. Nice. See how it just floats there?
Yeah.
Give me a big smile again right over here. Nice. Nice. So most of the time with a control bar and a powered hang glider, you're going to be controlling roll, and it's far easier in the front seat. Let's go out towards kind of point to stay away from the clouds.
Okay.
These bars, which are called D bars, are way out in front of you. When you're up here in the front seat, look, they're right next to you. You can literally, with one finger from the front seat in smooth air, you can control this thing.
I was amazed on how stable these are. I was expecting that we were just going to get thrown around all over the place. But, you know, when I went up with Armin, I was just absolutely amazed.
Yep. Well, an hour flight now, you know, you're going to get a good taste of it. You know, we might get bumps over here because we're on the bumpy side of this ridge. You can see some texture out here. It just depends on where it hits.
Right.
But pull us over towards kind of point. I think you'll enjoy that view, and it's nice for photos. And it'll keep us where the cleaner air is. The cleaner air on a trade wind day is on the other side. Back here is the bumpy air.
Gotcha.
See the white caps down there?
Yep.
Those white caps hit that mountain, and you're behind. It's not treacherous, but it'll be bumpy over here and smooth over there.
Gotcha.
And this aircraft can totally handle the downdraft and can outpower it. But that's one of the nice things about having the big 912 engine. What a view, huh?
Oh, this is gorgeous.
So not having sides actually makes this a far safer aircraft than having sides like a 150, because you can actually see other aircraft. Look over your shoulder, you can see the whole west coast.
Yeah, you have...
Nobody can sneak up on you, and you get a great view.
So much visibility.
Yep. 4 Pop Alpha, where you at? Switching to Dillingham.
Yeah.
What a view of Kiana Point, huh? Oh, there's the girls right there.
Yep, I see them.
Company. So I'm doing power and you're doing roll. That's all you need. We don't even have yaw. And pitch is kind of a pain on a powered hang glider because you're moving a 32-foot kite. All right, you want me to hold the heading over here?
Yeah.
And I'll fly with you, but you're doing great, okay?
Thanks.
We're just gonna let the girls come up right next to us. Denise has got the most hours of any woman in the world flying powered hang gliders.
Really?
She's coming up on 4,000 hours, and she's done that all in about, well, we didn't fly much the first year, but about 7 years of solid flying. We fly about 500 or 600 hours a year
That's
apiece.
great. Oh, this is so awesome.
And nice. Advantage of having 2 aircraft. Now when she gives a thumbs up, that means she can see my camera.
Okay.
And that way I can get a clean shot. All right, take a look at the camera on the left wing right now.
Got it.
All right, one more time. And now I'm gonna pull forward. We'll get in their video camera. So I'm accelerating with power, but I'm pulling in to keep from going up, right?
Yep.
You guys come here often?
Every once in a while.
We should go out sometime.
Pretty cool, huh?
So awesome.
Now we'll go back to level glide. And anytime I can see her still camera, I give her a thumbs up so that she doesn't get a bunch of control bars and everything in the way. Her still camera is one on the far side.
Yeah.
She's getting great stills there, and she's on our video. Switching to Dillingham, and I guess we'll be eastbound.
Hey, roger that.
Jump plane just went to our right.
Yep.
Hey, thanks.
A lot of skydiving around here.
Yeah, a lot of them. Hey, Randy, you up?
Yeah, bud. Up, I got you in sight.
Okay. Yeah, we were on another frequency for a minute. So, you're doing great. 99%. Just use roll with this. If you're in a hurry to go down, you would pull the bar in.
Yeah.
But you'd let me know and I'd pull the power back. But right now, this might be a nice altitude to cruise. Go under the high layer, above the low layer, whatever you want. Yeah, there's 2 skydiving centers here. They're both very busy. One is a horrible one, and one is a really good one. One of them's blown up 7 aircraft engines, 2 of them turbines, in probably about the last 5 years.
Oh my God.
And they've had a number of fatalities, anything from just the other day on the road for the tsunami. One of their really highly mature staff members was driving their truck full of about $500,000 or $600,000 worth of parachute gear. Took it from the low level here, which is a smart move, but they drove to a bar.
Oh no.
They drank for hours and hours and hours, and before you could even get back, he got in the car, the truck, crashed into a Jeep, and the guy died.
Oh no.
And 6 people were involved, 4 vehicles. That was the bad company. They do things on the ground, they do it in the air, but they're always in the midst of all kinds of drama.
Oh no.
I have shoes that make my feet go numb, so I'm actually taking my foot off the throttle. I'm using the hand throttle.
Okay.
And now I switch back. Now let's say we wanted to drop below this cloud. Pitch is reverse for us. That's pitching down.
So pulling towards you is down, pushing
Yeah,
up.
because it's going to move your weight forward.
Yep.
Now, what a lot of pilots will tell you is they'll go, oh, well, it's reverse in a trike. And I go, well, I'm not so sure because I'm moving the wing directly.
Right.
You're moving an arbitrary elevator part that somebody decided that when you pull one direction, it goes one direction. So to me, this is a little bit more natural. I'm moving the wing.
Right.
You are not touching your wing. This is the most bird-like aircraft in the world because you move the wing directly. And after you get comfortable in a hang glider or a powered hang glider, this wing will feel as connected to your brain and your body as a surfboard does to a surfer.
That's awesome.
A surfer doesn't move a lever that moves a cable that moves a fin on the tail of his board. We move our board. Snowboarder, same things. You know, that's the beauty of snowboarding, skateboarding, skiing, water skiing, all that. You move the devices directly. An airplane, one of the reasons why I think people quit those Cessna 150s is they're boring. You're moving a part that moves a part that moves a part. You don't feel very connected to it after a while. You just feel like you said, it's like a Volkswagen van driving around in the sky with a really horrible view.
Now you said that there's a hand throttle. Where's that located?
It's right here.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's used by Armin when you're in the front seat if he doesn't like what you're doing.
Gotcha.
It's designed to be there, but the reason why I did it is if I just take my foot off the gas, then it wouldn't bother you, but it will make a new student nervous because all of a sudden the engine's going to sound like it's quitting.
Right.
So what I do when I want to do something with my right foot, like take my shoe off, is I added the power with the hand throttle,
Yep.
and I took my shoe off, and then I put my foot back on, so there was no change in power.
Can you lock the hand throttle in place, like if you're going long distance?
It's supposed to, but I think it might vibrate back off.
Gotcha.
See the airplane on base?
Yep.
Let's just stay up high.
Okay.
Leave it neutral. We'll fly along the ridge over here. Get out of the traffic pattern. Dillingham 3, Papa Alpha. We're abeam the pool. We are eastbound 1.4. We're going to transition along the ridge. Fly to 2.
Roger that. Copy ridge transition. Got you in sight, Mountain.
So what's the chances of seeing that airplane if we were in a 152?
You wouldn't because it's below you.
Yep. You would have no idea that airplane's there. So not having sides is the coolest thing about a powered hang glider. The second coolest thing is how bird-like it is flying the wing once you get used to it. But on a safety issue, not having the sides is a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Look at that beautiful valley right there.
Gorgeous.
Lighting's not perfect, but give me a smile. Get a photo of that while you're flying. We'll get into some good light a little further out. So we're getting a little choppy air because the easterly wind is hitting the mountain, kind of little lines of, you know, turbulence. If you could vision it being water, I'm sure there's just little ripples of air coming off of that mountain.
Yep.
But we might end up wanting to go up above the clouds out there, you know, later on. We can fly low. It'll be a little more texture because the fields are going to start getting thermals. and you're flying something lighter than a Piper Cub. But if you're flying in a Piper Cub and this side by side, look at the paragliders
They're
launching.
trying to jump off here?
Yeah. That's the Skydive Hawaii guys. They've actually had a fatality here and in Kauai. But yeah, he just jumped off. Stay on the controls and we won't bother him, but we'll just go over a little bit. Leave it in neutral right here as far as pitch. The wind is blowing sideways there too. Do a little turn, we'll just go right over the top. We'll leave it out here in neutral. We add a little power. Pretty fun, huh?
It's awesome. Absolutely incredible.
It's the hang glider on steroids.
Oh, this is so pretty.
Usually a real crosswind there, but it kind of faces, you know, that direction, so that's not bad. And then just kind of hug the ridge. We'll go out this way for a while. It keeps us away from the skydivers, which jump at the far end. Four Papa Alpha, where you at?
Behind you.
Look at the trails up here and everything. So obviously a great speed to check stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, you can use this kind of thing and find your own hiking trail and then go hike.
So we're a little over 50 knots?
Yep, and we got it in miles per hour here and knots there.
Okay.
So about 70 miles an hour. We've probably got about a 15 mile an hour trade wind today. So our ground speed's about 55. If you look out, you'll go, no way, it looks like 30 miles an hour. But part of it is the, you know, the altitude, which you would experience in any aircraft. You lose that sensation of speed. But also, I think the more open it is, the slower it seems to be going.
Yeah.
So even when we have a tailwind and I'm down lower, let's say I'm going 70, I got a 10 mile an hour tailwind, it won't look like we're going 80. But we'll do some flying down low with a tailwind too. And you know, since you're already almost a private pilot and everything, you're comfortable in the air, you know, if you want to suggest, hey, can we go here, can we go high, can we go low? I don't really care where we go, I just want to stay on the outbound away from the skydivers, and they jump right along the parallel with the runway, all along the shoreline. So either go out this side. Well, the reason why I prefer this side rather than the ocean side is if you end up wanting your video, it's pointed this way and it gets the island and the coast and the water.
Yeah.
And if you're flying along the water, all you get is water.
Do you
Let's go a little bit more to the right. There you go.
Do you want to try to fly above one of these ridges?
Sure.
All right.
Sure. Now we can even fly, you know, right over all those ridges. There'll be maybe a little bit of texture back there, but no big deal. Now it's far harder to steer this thing from the back seat. You don't belong in the back seat. These D-bars are meant for you, but they're way out in front of you.
Right.
If you think about it, when Armin and I and all of us hang glider pilots fly regular hang glider, we're laying down to be aerodynamic, but our head is way out here.
Right.
We actually use these bars to have good leverage side to side. These are called the down tubes.
Okay.
This is the base tube. But since we're not laying on top of the base tube with our head way out here, we're behind the control bar. I'm even in a disadvantaged position to use the normal control bar or the down tubes. So these bars that are meant to bring it back to you basically just bring it back to what I'm used to. I'm used to flying with these right next to my shoulders in a regular hang glider. These bring it back here. So you have good leverage when it's right next to your shoulders. You can literally do it with one finger from the front seat.
Right.
But you don't belong in the back seat anymore, but it's really hard to fly from the back seat.
Filling up 9 Bravo Whiskey, jumpers in 5 minutes.
Is to pull the bar towards you when you want to roll left or right, and that pitches the nose down.
Right.
Give me a big smile. I got nice sunlight. Nice. Nice job. This is a paved road that goes up to a place called Peacock Flats up here. Just going to add a little power as we climb up. So you can realize that we can't use yaw, and we don't really use pitch a lot. We only use pitch if you're in a real hurry to go up or down, because we've got a really powerful engine on a light aircraft. So it's very easy. If I want to climb, I just
give it gas.
Step on the gas. The reason why we don't bother pitching the nose up, it's even worse pitching the nose down, but go ahead, we're going to pitch the nose up. Hold it there, and I got power, so we're climbing. I'll let go, but it's a a little annoying because it takes a lot of pressure to hold it up there.
Yeah.
Far more to pitch it down. We'll do that later, but if you're in a hurry, it's available to you.
Yeah.
But most aircraft aren't as overpowered as this. We got an 81 horsepower engine on an aircraft that only weighs 300 pounds, not counting the 200-pound engine. The total weight is 500 pounds with the engine.
Right.
So this thing just screams. That engine's used on a lot of 1,200, 1,500, maybe 2,000-pound aircraft. So we got way more power to weight than most aircraft. So we usually just leave pitch alone. Just use roll with a control bar, and use power for going up, down, or level. But there are times you're in a hurry to go up or down. You can pitch the nose up or down, but it's reversed to what you're used to.
Yeah. Well, heck, I'm sold. No, I love these strikes.
And when you get in the front seat, a little less wind on your face, but still enough wind to feel nice and feel comfortable in here. But this is like first class and you're in business. Look at that forest over there.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Maybe another big smile. Got a nice photo with that terrain in the background. There we go. And why don't we just do a nice 360 either direction? It'll give the girls a chance to catch up.
Okay.
And just leave the bar in neutral, but just roll her into nice turns. So you'd want to clear your turn, of course. Those are the things that you'll be working on with Armin, just like you do in a regular aircraft. Even though we got a great view, that's one of the real bus factors on your checkout, things like that. But you actually aren't going to have to go through a DPE. If you're a private pilot, you need 2 instructors to sign you off. So you probably do something with Armin and then come over here and Denise or I would sign you off. And it's just an add-on category. No minimum number of hours for you, where it's a minimum of 20 for anybody that's not a private pilot. The average is about 35 hours.
Yeah.
But with you, once you're a private pilot, I would expect that it's going to take at least 5 hours, but probably not much more than 10 hours for Armin to sign you off and send you over to us.
Very cool.
Dillingham Unicom Traveler 8950, bind 2 miles south of Aliva Bay. Transition your airspace to the northwest practice area. 50 miles.
I don't even know where the northwest practice area is tucking in. What a view, huh?
Oh, it's so pretty.
And we're on the bumpy side of the mountain. It's kind of easterly, but if it's southeasterly, which it is a little bit today, the clouds you can see form on the other side, and then they tumble over here a little bit.
1 minute.
But not too bad, huh?
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Look at the crazy paved road. This one goes up to the guys that work on the domes up there at Mount Kohala. It's 4,020 feet. This is, you may already know, but that's our highest point on our island.
Over Aliva Bay, transition to the northwest practice area. Gonna have you know.
So I've never heard of Haleiwa Bay, but there's Haleiwa, so that's, you know, fair to say. But the northwest practice area, I don't know where that is. There's practice area out in the pineapple fields, but that's east.
Yeah.
Northwest would bring you over here, and nobody practices over here, but that's why I was concerned about him, because if he comes northwest, west is kind of point, he was at Haleiwa, he's going to come out here. So we'll keep an eye on him. He might be inventing a new practice area. So a couple of factors. This is as strong, if not stronger, than a Cessna 152. It's rated to 6 Gs positive, 3 negative. Most planes like 150s are around 4 Gs positive, 1 negative. So you're not in a fragile aircraft at all. In some of the important tubes, like the mast behind your head that goes up to the wing, it's 2 pieces of aluminum, aircraft grade aluminum, one inside the other. So it's a quite thick aluminum round tube going up there because it's double the thickness. But inside of it is a massive cable going the whole length, connecting to the frame of the aircraft going to the wing to back it all up. That's why you look at this aircraft, you could assume that it's not that strong and that you'd be wrong. Only an aerobatic aircraft is stronger at our airfield. All other aircraft are equal or weaker than this.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah. Give me a big smile right here. Maybe you can fly one hand and give me a shotgun. There you are. Nice. All right, so we'll keep following the girls. I'm going to add a little power.
All right.
Now what I like is the speed we go allows you to fly in smaller areas and do it safely and maneuver around. Do like a U-turn where, you know, real fast airplane can't maneuver because they're too fast. We're going 70, not 120 or 150. Look at the face of the wall of the cliff right there.
It's gorgeous.
Now even though we're up here in this rugged terrain, we could easily glide over to the farm fields behind us. I don't don't think that you're going to have any problem convincing your better half to stick with this. I think Brooke is going to like it just fine.
Yeah.
Look at the big airplane over there.
I see it, yeah.
4 Papa Alpha, you see that C-130 to our left and below? Four Papa Alpha, company. I don't know why the girls aren't coming over to us, but we'll keep an eye on that dude. He's big.
Going up 9 Bravo Whiskey has jumpers away, I'm descending.
They on a different radio channel?
Probably for Wheeler. They're probably doing parachute drops. A lot of the military guys, although they're good pilots, they're not always on the right frequencies. 4 Papa Alpha, company. I'll go to our company frequency. 4 Papa Alpha, you up? I don't know what frequency the girls are on.
Alright, I'm gonna descend a little bit.
Alright. So I'll pull the power off. Just know there's a big plane on the other side of that cloud somewhere.
Yep.
And he's probably going to Wheeler to drop parachutes.
Gotcha. Want me to follow the girls?
Yeah, yeah, I'm okay with that. Usually we fly lower and closer to hills than those big airplanes do, but we'll just keep an eye on him because he was right behind that cloud, in my opinion.
Okay.
I'll get another photo. It's kind of pretty right here. 4 Papa Alpha, you up? The plane's way out there in the hills. I don't know what the girls are. 4 Papa Alpha, you up?
I'm up.
Company.
See?
You guys use a different frequency than most others?
No. When we go to company, we do.
I gotcha.
Hey, you up?
Now stand by 1 second, Tom.
Let's just pitch the nose down.
Okay.
Now I want you to feel how much strength that takes. I'll let go.
Okay.
That's why we don't do it a lot.
Oh, wow. You're not kidding.
So it's available to you.
Right.
So that guy's flying out over there. I don't want to get near too many of these clouds.
Yeah.
We're probably going to go that way.
Hey, Tom, what's up?
There's some big airplanes circling out over the pineapple fields. I want to make sure that you know it. It's not that high.
You know, he's been out there all morning long, and I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'll get on channel.
Okay, is he on 122850?
I don't know, I haven't heard him at all, but I have been watching him all morning.
Okay, let's go a little bit to the left here. Let's just do this. Okay, well, how's Miss Brooke doing?
Yeah, he's coming right at us. We should probably switch channels. Oh, wait, he's turning. Okay. We're doing fine.
Okay, well, I don't think he's on our channel, but I'm going to keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, we're going to drop down lower than him anyhow.
Okay, switching to Dillingham and Island. I'll check them both out.
Yeah, it looks like a Coast Guard plane, C-130 or something, C-123. It's got an orange tail.
Yeah, it's Coast Guard, and Kim thought somebody was dropping parachutes out by the windmills, but I don't see that he's doing that, and that'd be a silly place to put him.
Okay, switching.
Switching. The safest thing is just go down low. Nobody likes to fly as low as us.
Yep.
Might be a little bumpy because of the thermals, but it'd be good for you to kind of see what it's like out in the pineapple fields. Look at Pearl Harbor and Waikiki and everything.
Yeah.
A beautiful canyon. So of course you could fly down low in this canyon, but it would be kind of reckless flying because.
Right.
So do whatever you want to pitch-wise as far as either neutral or pitching down because we're just descending.
Okay.
Lost track of the girls.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, we're going to switch to Wheeler.
Okay, we're going to be on CTAF. Let me know if Wheeler is worth anything.
Okay.
Let's go over towards the pineapple fields now. I think the girls are above us, but I'm not sure. Pretty river, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, the girls are way out in front of us. I'd go over here to the pineapple fields. There you go. Unless you want to follow the girls, they're just going to go out in the middle. A little bumpy. You'll notice that the cockpit doesn't want to move much.
No.
Just gravity pulling it down. The wing will knock around a lot because it's a 32-foot kite. Stay on the controls, but watch from the front where you get a little better leverage, and I'll show you the grip.
Okay.
Armin probably does the same thing, but just from my 35 years of flying hang gliders. See where my left hand is?
Yep.
I put it on the base tube. That way I can control pitch. And I put this one on the D-bar, and I can control roll.
Gotcha.
So you have much better grip in the front seat.
Yeah.
And I can't eliminate all the bumps, but I can minimize them. There's also a helicopter over there, like one of those CH-47s. But so you have a little bit more leverage up here. Well, considerably more leverage, and you can get a better grip for pitch and roll. Usually we don't fly this late in the day out in the pineapple fields because there's usually some pretty good thermals. It's not going to be a dangerous thing, but for somebody that's not used to flying, we wouldn't do this because we don't want to scare anybody on their first flight. But you're pretty darn comfortable, aren't you?
No, not at all.
What?
This is awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
And then when you get down low like this, you get out of everybody's way. Nobody else wants to fly down here. Here's another interesting thing about a powered hang glider you're going to love. There's actually no minimum altitude that you have to be away from people or property in an uncongested area.
That's awesome.
Powered parachutes and powered hang gliders have no minimum altitude. Of course, there's always the catch-all rules like they have, like you can't. You can't do anything that would endanger people or property. But
Right.
where regular aircraft, you have to be 500 feet out here. We don't have to be 500 feet.
That's awesome.
We're going to leave the pitch right neutral, add some power. We're getting knocked around out here a little bit because it's late in the day and there's some thermals, but we got great landing areas all over the place, right?
Yeah.
We can just slow turn. We'll come back this way. Kind of cool out here, huh?
Oh, it's great.
Give me a big smile. Nice. So you can tell that there's wind. The windmills that aren't all online yet, but the ones that are online are spinning. So you got trade winds tumbling over that mountain. They're going to cause texture. And if you get downwind of the windmills, you might as well be downwind of an airplane because that's just churning up the air. So by putting those windmills there, they ruined it for us flying low out there.
That sucks.
Yep. And they ruined the view at Waimea Bay. And even though everybody out here is for clean energy, everybody's really upset about them putting it on the North Shore like they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's may add a little power.
Okay.
Just feeling thermals. This way we'll climb up, we can go over the top of all those and out towards Waimea.
Okay.
There's some up air.
Do you know anyone that's put the floats on and tried to land in the water?
Yeah. Yeah, there was a guy named Phil that used to do it in Kaneohe all the time. And one of my students, I took him on his first flight. He runs a flight school in Savannah, Georgia.
Very cool.
And he takes off on the Savannah River. So he's got an amphibious rating. Look over here, you can see the cattle ranch. And remember to be way up here in the neutral.
Yep.
It's real easy in the backseat to be pulled in a little bit.
Gotcha.
Look at the windsock out there. That's a drop zone, I think, for whatever's coming out of these aircraft.
Hang glider,
I think that's military guys jumping into that ranch.
oh,
4 Papa Alpha, you up on CTAF? See that windsock out there on the truck?
yep.
These other things going on? This looks really suspicious to me.
With that,
Those are guys with parachutes right there. Yep, that's a parachute drop zone today. Ha! What do you know? Here comes the airplane again. I'll get out of their way.
okay.
It's a nice drop zone.
Yeah.
I got about 7,000 skydives. I've never gotten to land there. Huh. North Shore Oahu traffic, Airborne 3 Papa Alpha. We're currently 1.3 coming up on the Waimea windmills from the south. Great view, huh?
Yeah.
I just want to keep getting out of their way so they don't get excited about us. You'd think they'd at least get on the right frequency and let us know what they're doing. Four Papa Alpha, you up? See if I can find them on Wheeler. Well, I can't talk to them on Wheeler anyway. So we got lots of good emergency landing areas out here. You just keep going towards the windmills.
Okay.
I just want to get away from their drop zone so they don't get excited.
You want me to climb a little bit?
Yeah, I've got enough power on right now. If you just leave it in neutral, we'll be climbing good. So this canyon we're coming up on is the longest canyon on Oahu. Got many canyons that join in. This is the Oahu River. Goes right into Haleiwa, makes the channel over there. Beautiful canyon, huh?
Yeah. How long have you guys been in Oahu?
10 years. Yeah, we started our business about 9 years ago, and I just copied Armin and Jerry and tried to improve whatever we could. Our photography, I think, is our best thing that we do better.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go up a little bit because of all these windmills. So I'm going to go a little bit to the right of it and get in front of this row. Just do a nice circle over here. There's a good thermal. Do a little turn, maybe we'll see it throwing out some skydivers. So we're getting into our light wind pattern. You can see all the convection starting to happen out here.
Yeah.
I don't know where the girls went, going to Wheeler or whatever. See a helicopter way out there again, but all right, now we're getting up high enough. We're getting a little out of those thermals. Nice place to fly is Waimea Canyon. It's right on the other side of those far windmills.
Okay.
And I got a waterfall, and we can go out on the ocean, then do some different flying if you want.
Cool.
I'll get off the controls now. It's pretty good view out here, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful.
North Shore Oahu traffic, airborne 3 Papa Alpha. We're currently 2,000 feet in the Waimea windmills northbound. Yeah, you got it down, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to take a break? I'll fly. If you want to just chill out or rest your arms, just holler. See the little wind gauge. They put up these little towers for us, these little wind gauge things, and we didn't know what was going on. And boy, they just totally changed this place. Now the waterfall is over there by that third. See those back row of windmills?
Yep.
See the third one?
Yep.
I'll choose that for kind of a heading, and that'll get us over right where there's an 85-foot waterfall.
Cool.
So you're not getting tired of the view, are you?
Oh, not at all. I could do this all day long.
Good Diamond Head, Waikiki, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
I'm going to lower this just a tiny bit so I get some teeth in some of the photos.
Okay.
There's still a helicopter out there. I don't know where the girls are. What frequency we're on right now is what you'd call CTAF. You've probably heard of it. It's Common Traffic Advisory Frequency.
Yep.
Every island has their own frequency. We're at 122.850. So if you're not in a controlled airspace, or an airspace like Dillingham that's not controlled but has a tower or some kind of radio frequency you would expect to be on, everybody goes to CTAF.
Gotcha.
So I should be just making calls in the blind. Now Waimea is a really good destination for the tour helicopter companies. We don't have that many cool, super epic places on the island of Oahu for the helicopter companies, but they're certainly going to come over here because they can go, oh, Waimea Bay, the famous North Shore and all that. Very common to run late in the day and see helicopters. So I'm just going to make a call. Now, we're in airborne. You can see the model up there. So my call is going to be North Shore Oahu traffic, airborne, and then we're kind of casual on the North Shore, so I'm just going to say 3 Papa Alpha. And I usually throw in light sport aircraft so they know that we're not real fast. And I tell them what we're doing or where we're at.
Okay.
North Shore Oahu traffic, airborne 3 Papa Alpha, light sport aircraft 2.7 coming up to Waimea Falls from the south. Now what we're pissed off is that they put these right next to the most sacred canyon on the entire island. Nice. They could have put them over here and not be seen. Now when you're in the valley, you can actually see them. Even film projects will have to be very careful when they shoot in Waimea Valley, like for shows like when we had Lost or Hawaii 5-0 or something like that. You don't want to have windmills in your shot because they're right next to the valley that's used for filming a lot.
Yeah.
Why don't you do a turn in either direction just so you can kind of check out Oahu? You're from Maui, right? You live in Kihei?
Yep, Kihei.
So it's no problem bringing your dog over because Sammy's a service dog, right?
Yeah, very easy.
Just right in the cabin with you, huh?
Yeah, he sat in our laps the entire flight.
Cool. Give me a big smile there, Mike. So I'd rather have this than a helicopter, and you were real smart about, I think you were talking about how you could fold up the wing and do all that.
Yeah.
So you could put them in a garage and not have to pay for a hangar, or you can probably talk somebody that's got a hangar into letting you stick yours in a corner, because remember, you can fit it tightly into a corner and raise a wing up where a guy can bring in another fixed wing right in there as well.
Right.
So in our little T hangars, we've had 3 trikes. We've had 3 powered hang gliders, because the way that you can configure them, you could almost get 4 in there.
Yeah, and it's not a very large hangar either.
No, it's a real small hangar. But so you could, if there was somebody with a big hangar, you could easily put it in a big hangar and pay them a percentage, you know, just for using a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yep. So I wonder how high those guys are jumping from and why they're not on any radio frequency. They might have filed a NOTAM or something. I have a feeling they just are using a field. I've never seen them use that field before. It's an awesome field to use for parachuting. Although it's going to be bumpier than hell down there because of all the wind.
Yeah.
They could have some pretty nasty landings here. Look, I couldn't tell if they were round parachutes or square, but I definitely could tell there were guys carrying parachutes. Look at Sunset Beach up there. It's breaking pretty good. All along the North Shore, it's starting to break it. You know, Pipeline is right over there. It's not big enough for Waimea yet. We're right. There's the waterfall. It's almost dry right now because it hasn't rained in a couple of days.
Huh.
That's Waimea Falls.
Very cool.
And so have you ever come up in here? Have you spent much time on the North Shore before?
No, this is my first time in Oahu.
All right, well, this is a real hard soil of the North Shore, and I can mark it on a map when we get back. But if you've got time, you really want to spend some time in this valley.
Okay.
Walk up to the waterfall. Even though it's a trickle, it's a nice lagoon to swim in. You can drive your car in a half a mile and park at the visitor center, and there's a locals discount, so make sure you bring your ID.
Yeah.
And then you can walk right up here and swim in the lagoon. You'd be the only 2 people there.
Nice.
It's a beautiful botanical garden. And then there's 3 beaches out here that are really epic. Waimea Bay is this big sandy one.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and level the wings out. We'll go out there, so push. There you go. You got to roll down. A lot of people get it backwards from time to time, but you haven't really been doing that that I could notice. You're doing real good. So Waimea is a big, beautiful sandy beach. But the best advice I can give you is to park over there where that vertical tower is. That's a church.
Okay.
As you come out here, you're going to see they have a parking lot, but it's usually full. It's really a pretty good rip-off spot for your car.
Oh, no.
And it's hard to get out of the parking lot onto the main road when you leave. And so if you don't get parking, you go round and round and round, and then you got to get out on this blind intersection.
Yeah.
The parking lot looks amazingly empty right now. Usually there's no parking in there, so I don't know what's going on, if they're going to do a film project. Or
North Shore traffic, Cessna 18503, 1500, 1 mile offshore, Waimea Bay, transitioning to Turtle Bay.
Good morning, this is 3 Papa Alpha, no factor. We're at Waimea, we're at 2.5, right over the bay. Yeah, so it's 1,500 feet, we're at 2,500 feet. But Waimea's got coral on the either end, but sandy in the middle. A lot of people jump off that big rock right there. It's a wonderful beach. You can consider parking in the parking lot, but don't leave any valuables in there, and usually it's full.
Yeah.
Then the church is a good place. Now the little beach over there with a little sandy section, earlier it looked rougher. That's called 3 Tables because of the flat rocks that are offshore.
North traffic, airborne 4 Papa Alpha in the north practice area, 1,700, and we're northbound.
See the U-shaped cove?
Yep.
That, you might have heard of that. That's Shark's Cove. Now, Shark's Cove and 3 Tables will get waves in there when they're smaller than Waimea. Waimea won't show any texture until the waves get much bigger. There's a heiau up there. If you drive up the paved road, you can take the dirt road over to the heiau overlooking Waimea. But anyway, this is a real heart and soul. That valley, Waimea, with a waterfall, and these 3 beaches, and then where the lava finger sticks out. I'm going to get a picture right now. Take a look at the camera right here. That's really the famous North surfing beaches. Right up there you can see a green field. Just offshore of that is the Bonsai Pipeline.
Cool.
And then way up there you see a blunt nose point that's sticking the farthest out of all of these points. That's Sunset Beach. That's where Denise and I still have a house. We put it up for sale and it's rented out right now, but we lived up there for 10 years.
Yeah, I heard Sharks Cove right here was a good place to go snorkeling.
It really is, but wintertime now we have surf.
Yeah.
About 6 or 8 months out of the year, this whole coast is nice, but it's kind of world famous right there. But we've got a lot of choppy wind that doesn't get into the coast, but we're starting to get a surf. You can see that much surf at sunset. It's probably 5 or 6 or 7 foot faces there. Yeah. It's usually enough to mess up the snorkeling. Coming up on Bonsai Pipeline 2.4.
Okay.
Good job on the flying.
Oh, thanks.
So here on our island, the wind wraps around this point like it does on a lot of islands, and the air is pretty smooth over here now because we're flying in trade winds that are kind of coming from that direction. Back over there would be the bumpiest. If you flew around to the front side of this mountain all the way, if we flew around here and you flew all the way to our southeast corner, all the way to Makapu'u, once you get up here just a little further, on a trade wind day, it's silky smooth that entire flight, no matter what altitude you're at, because the wind is coming off the water and the water is flat, so the air stays smooth. Doesn't get bumpy until it hits a building or a tree or a mountain or something like that. Then it's bumpy on the backside. So are you in neutral or pulled in?
I was pulling in a little bit.
All right, so you need to let the person that has the throttle know, because when you're in the front seat, you can operate it. But if you're trying to pull in to go down, the first thing I should do is I should just pull the power back.
Gotcha. It's so counterintuitive.
Yeah. Were you trying to go up by pull back?
No, I was
okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're dropping down. Now typically it gets bumpier down here because the wind's coming from the east and it'll come from the right, but I'm not worried with you in here. You're not going to get upset or sick or scared, I don't think.
Not at all.
All right. So we're descending right now at 600 feet a minute. We got time to go. We'll go up to at least sunset before we turn around, but that's the Turtle Bay, the only hotel on the whole North Shore.
Cool.
That guy's still flying around over there, and he was at 1,500 before. He doesn't seem very fast because he's not really getting that far ahead of us. And just kind of keep us on heading so we don't drift too far offshore, because I'd want to land on one of those beaches over there as an emergency landing area. North Shore Oahu traffic, airborne 3 Papa Alpha, light sport aircraft coming up to Sunset Point 1.6 from the south along the shoreline. So I'm just making calls in the blind, just making announcements.
Yep.
North Shore traffic, Cessna 503, 1,500, 1 mile offshore Covella Bay, transitioning to Kahuku.
So he's going to keep going around, so he won't be a factor. So a really good landing area if you were flying high is up there at the cattle ranch. So that's a nice conservative place if you're flying over there. Out here, all we've got is this beach. You can see they've got all these tents here. They're trying to hold the HIC, which I can't remember what the name of that. I think it's Hawaiian Island Creations is sponsoring a surf contest, but it doesn't look like they're running it that I can tell. No, there's too many people in the water. See all the surfers?
Yeah.
Bring that right wing down like this. Otherwise, we're going to end up getting too far offshore. There you go. And then just leave it back out here in the neutral. We'll just kind of circle around. We'll circle my neighborhood here, and then we'll find the girls and head back that way.
Okay.
Pretty cool way to fly, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's so beautiful.
And if you fly early in the morning, this is a really nice aircraft to fly really, really low. Or on a light and variable day, or if we have a west wind, you can fly down here low. You just got to make sure you got some beaches near you. But as long as it's uncongested, you know, like up in here or on the beaches around the corner, yeah, I fly right on the beach out there. There's no people on that whole beach out there at Kahuku. I fly at, 20 feet.
That's so gorgeous. Yeah, I'm sold.
Look at the coral reef here.
Oh, wow.
All right, so let's do a slow right or left. Right turn would be usually the way I would go. There you go. Perfect. And usually in the back, you pull in a little to get the turn going, then you just kind of let it back out to neutral.
Okay.
Give me a big smile. I got the whole North Shore. There you are. You still got it. On our first couple of flights, we don't really get too involved in the three-way communication control, but of course those are the kind of things that you get tested on in any aircraft.
Yeah.
We keep it kind of mellow. Now on the return here, let's stay over the water again, and that way you'll pick up some really great video along here. These guys are surfing a place that's called Cammy's, because there used to be a market there. Pretty nice view of the North Shore though, huh?
Oh, gorgeous. Yeah, we went out to Pipeline yesterday and we were watching the surfers.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anybody actually out right at Pipeline today. They were out at a sandy part called Iukai, which is right in front of the beach park. But yeah, there's some guys I can see now at Pipeline. The sandy part here is Iukai, and then down just a little further is Pipeline. Getting a little texture down here this low because we're still dropping down, so I'm going to add some power. A big smile over Pipeline. Nice. So we can't hear her very well, so she's probably not anywhere near us.
3 Pop Alpha, what's your 20?
Pipeline at 900 feet southbound. Where are you?
Yeah, company?
Company. So it seems a lot choppier than when we came through just a minute ago.
Okay, we got you in sight. Is it smooth where you are?
It was pretty good, and now it's getting a little choppy. I don't know if it just picked up or if we dropped down, but it's okay at 900 feet.
Okay, well we're at 1500, got you in sight. We'll wait for you and then we'll head back towards Gillingham. So, check this out. Brooke's grandfather was actually in Pearl Harbor, so we wanted to fly over some of the barracks. They went and visited the barracks that he was at.
Oh, cool. All right, yeah, I had no idea what you were doing, and there was a big parachute drop operation going out in the cattle ranches.
Yeah, I know. It was on the common traffic, whatever the reporting for Wheeler.
Alright, I'm gonna let you take control.
All right.
My biceps are getting kind of hurt.
Nice job. I don't blame you. So that's Shark Scope. Kind of iffy whether you'd want to snorkel there today, though.
Yeah.
And 3 tables is too rough, I think. Waimea, though, is swimmable.
You do any surfing or not so much?
Yeah, I love to surf. Switching to CTAF.
Dolphins to your right.
Thanks.
Okay, switching.
She said there's dolphins to our right. Yeah, I like to surf a lot.
I think there might be seeing white caps. You do longboard surfing or shortboard?
I do both. My biggest board is 8 foot. I've got a 6'2".
Wow.
Yeah, I've surfed since I was probably 14. Yeah, there might be some dolphins, but I didn't see them.
No.
So once the trade winds pick up, you can pick your battles, but the best flying would be to go over those clouds and drop down onto the windward coast, and it'd be silky, silky smooth. Even if the wind is blowing 20, if you're on the other side of that mountain, not a bump around.
Huh.
You can actually see all the wind on the water. Look how it's glassy out towards Dillingham, though.
Yeah.
The trade winds haven't filled in all the way down
Offshore
there.
traffic, Cessna 18503, 1,500, 1 mile offshore Kahuku Golf Course, transitioning to
That's the guy going
Waimea
around.
Bay.
Oh, he's coming back now. So this is a turtle beach. You know, I know living here you'd see plenty of turtles, but when you leave Haleiwa, you can't see the beach until you get to this road, this spot right here. And that's a good surfing beach, but right in the corner by these trees is a really nice place to snorkel as well. And even when there's surf, say there's surf out here and a big crowd of surfers,
Yeah.
this is a break called Laniakea, but it's known as the Turtle Beach. Look how crowded it is right below us. I usually surf over here, but look at right here.
Huh.
So it's a really nice right break here. But we're way over there by the trees. This is a great little place to snorkel. Just don't leave any valuables in your car along this stretch here. It's the most common place to get your car broken into.
Yeah.
And they're really good at it. They can open the trunks electronically, I think. Anyway, you can see this wind texture on the water, and then it's glassy. So
Turtle Bay for Waimea Bay, 1.5.
She's at Turtle Bay, going to Waimea. She's probably a tour helicopter. I'm not sure though. Look at this property here. These guys have oceanfront property. Look at the pools and stuff.
Traffic by the Kahuku Golf Balls. Are you going to descend?
They don't have the traffic noise because they got room there.
18503. We are 1/4 mile offshore of windmills and transitioning offshore to Waimea.
Look how many turtles are in the water in this sandy spot right here.
I'm at your 6 o'clock. Are you descending or staying
All
up
those
that
little
high?
brown things are turtles.
We're going to continue at 1,500.
Like 5 or 6 of them right there.
Okay, I'm at 1.5. You look like about 2.5.
It's great to see how many turtles
You're
are
probably
coming
talking to someone else that's not answering you.
Okay, then I'm searching for you. I just headed offshore at the golf ball.
I can't take it with those people. I would switch back to Dillingham. What'd you just say?
It's great to see how the turtles are bouncing back.
Yeah.
I'll be taking the activate the back taxi to the end again.
If you have any questions on the North Shore, you know, just let us know. We lived here for a decade, so we know all the good restaurants. And
Filling up 9 Bravo Whiskey jumpers in 1 minute.
a lot of people do is they'll rent stand-up paddle boards here. Can paddle up the river underneath our Haleiwa Bridge. Go up that river. You can see all the people doing the stand-up up there. So there's a lot of turtles on this river. You can't go really far, but that's our longest canyon on the island. It's a nice place to actually go do a stand-up paddle. So there's no waves from where you get the board here from Uncle Brian Surratt. So it's just flat water. Or out here is our beginning surfing break. Do you surf at all?
Not really. I'm trying to learn how.
Well, it's a hard sport. I recommend take lessons. This is a great place and a great size today to actually surf. If you took a lesson from Uncle Brian, I don't think you'd be disappointed, but you'd learn right there.
Cool.
And I'll mark it on a map so you'll see it. See how the break in the coral right here?
Yeah.
It's all because of the river, you know. You probably know it being a local, but a lot of people that don't get up in the air don't realize that the fresh water is what keeps the coral from growing. Dillingham Unicom, 3 Papa Alpha, flight of 2 light sport aircraft inbound from Haleiwa for full stop glider port. Look at the smoke over there to the left. You can see we're probably we're going to go into a real light wind pattern for the next few days. I have a feeling these trade winds that are trying to fill in, that normally would have filled in by now, but they're not strong enough like normal. So they're not cooling down the land. So the land's getting hotter than normal. That hot air is rising and building all these clouds out here and drawing in the coastal breeze. So probably be a little smoother when we get down here a little bit. But you can see it's glassy in front of us, choppy offshore a little bit.
Yeah. Do they burn a lot of sugar cane here in Oahu?
0.
Really?
We don't have any sugar cane growing here.
Oh man, Maui, especially in Kihei, there's so much sugar cane burning.
I've heard it's obnoxious.
Oh gosh, it's so bad.
I've heard there's a lot of complaints about it. You know, it's again the tower. That's our tower. They usually have a better radio, but you can't even hear them today. You're coming in real garbled to 3 Papa Alpha at Cement City.
I'm on the handheld, and our generator's down and the battery's getting weak. Open right, just off 80.
2 Charlie Hotel's going to land straight ahead up here by the
Wow. Look at
Oh, he's talking about that pink and blue thing. It's a single place.
Filling up 9 Bravo Whiskey has jumpers away. We're descending.
So this guy has a horrible radio because he's got an open cockpit of, it's a true ultralight, I believe, or it may be too heavy and had to be registered as an experimental, but he doesn't have a windscreen. So when we get in here, you're going to see this blue and pink aircraft. It's a 3-axis single-place aircraft, and the guy's had all kinds of emergency landings already, you know, because he bought this old thing. It'd probably been sitting in a hangar for a long time.
Oh, no.
He did a lot of work, rebuilt the whole wing, I think, on it, you know, new fabric and everything. And he's a retired Hawaiian Airlines pilot, but he's had to land twice now with emergency landings. One time, I don't know what he's had both times, but so he's flying around, and I think the tower is trying to tell us something about him. Usually there's some kind of drama. We'll find out. And at best, you can't hear him. See the skydivers?
Yeah, I see him. You ever have a close encounter with the skydiver?
No, I got 7,000 skydivers, so I know where they are.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to. I mean, we're at 600 feet. If they're down here, they can't even make it back to land with their parachute.
Yeah.
But no, they open, the experienced ones open up at, well, if the cameramen, they open up around 2,000 feet. They're required to open their main parachute at 2,000 feet. And they're going to be in line with the shoreline. And the tandems open up at 5,000 feet. So we're coming up here right at this little point.
Bravo Whiskey is a high 45 runway 8 Dillingham.
Just so you're warned or informed, this is our unofficial nude beach. We'll sunbathe up in the bushes and out on the beach here. This is our nude beach. And then there's a channel where fresh water comes in. It's actually a nice place to swim. People bring their horses down there from the ranch.